Hello everyone, you are all welcome to lecture number 1118, and today's topic is artificial intelligence crack on protein structure of extinct birds and their eggshells. Actually, there was very interesting research paper published in Nature about the role of AI in coming years to understand and to study lot of thousands of year old fossils and even some eggshells, all these things. So I have gone through that paper. It is very interesting. That's why I am mentioning this. And with the help of artificial intelligence, protein structure determination and prediction by AlphaFold, that is software of Google, deep learning machine, there is a big revolution. And with this revolution, it is very interesting because before the only option to understand what happened some millions or thousands of years ago. So first thing is that only when we get the vertebrate fossils, on the basis of vertebrate fossils, we can study the DNA, and on the basis of damaged or destroyed DNA, we can conclude, but 100% precision was not possible on the basis of fossil, and once there is similarity. So in that case, the latest one that is based on, of course, DNA, RNA, they are also protein. But the big difference is that they are genetic material, nucleoprotein and germinal protein. So nucleoprotein, that is DNA, is not that much dense, and it is not having that much information what a dense normal protein is having. For example, what in that paper was discussed, that in Australia, the serious problem is that when you go outside cities, near river or lake, once you dig, there will be lot of eggshells, different type of eggs, different size of eggs are available, and it is very difficult to identify that these eggshells, either they belong to ostrich, or we call them their bush turkey, or that the other extinct type of birds, that name I will mention. So it was very difficult. The herd, this ostrich and lemon duck. So lot of such type of already which were similar to either dinosaur or to ostrich, and in between duck, such type of birds were there, and their eggshells are found, and they are no more there. Extinction has taken place. They disappear because they are mentioning that maybe the overuse by human colony, when they reached there, they started using a lot of their eggs and they could not survive, or maybe the hot weather. Anyway, so now the question is, after getting all those eggshells, how to understand with different size of the eggs, whether they are from the ostrich bird, or from the domain duck, or from the bush turkey, all this. So what they were trying to check the DNA. DNA means protein. So first, for all study today, you have to understand the deep structure of protein. And we know protein is the building block of all animals. And all proteins, they are made up of amino acids. And these amino acids, they are bonded by one bonding that is called peptide bond. For example, amino acid is the building block of protein. And this protein is having peptide bond, and that peptide bond is CONH, and in this way polypeptide is called protein, and they had more than 10,000 genome of 370 birds. But by comparing their DNA and by comparing their different birds, they could not reach to conclusion. And let me tell you, for all conclusion or result, it must be supported by clear experimentation, statistical data, and it should be quantified. If it is these three things are not done, then it is not experimental data or result, rather than it is opinion. So there is difference in the forming scientific opinion and scientific result. So this AI has helped a lot, especially the AI tool, different tool, AlphaFold with 3D structure, and this AlphaFold software, deep learning, Google protein structure prediction, and it has predicted today up to 200 million protein structures. And if I am saying single cell, it is having, as per today's experimental data, 42 million proteins. And these 42 million proteins, they are in different structure. In single microorganism, single cell is having 42 million protein. So protein structure is very, very complex, and unless all the protein structures are determined or predicted by artificial intelligence, deep learning machine, AlphaFold software, it is not possible to understand the bacteria, virus, disease, and lot of biological process. Because everywhere in our biological process, whether it is bacteria, whether it is virus, whether it is any type of living thing, our digestive system, enzyme, catalyst, they are all protein molecules. And protein molecules, they are playing the important role. And so what happened? Nowadays, they are trying to study about the different type of extinct species. And by use of artificial intelligence tool, that is AlphaFold software, which has already given the indication of or predicted 200 million structure. So what they did, first they tried DNA of all those, but that DNA could not give the proper, accurate experimental data, because most of the DNAs, they are damaged in thousands of years. So that's why today this protein study, it has overtaken DNA. DNA is, if it is very recent one, it's not 10,000, 20,000 fossil, then you can match with DNA study. But once DNA is a nuclear genetic material, protein, adenine, thymine, cytosine, guanine, they are arranged. And sometimes that sequencing is disturbed, is damaged. So you cannot get the accurate or precision in the experimental conclusion. So they could not reach to any precision. Then they started using the artificial intelligence tool, that is alpha protein, that is AlphaFold software. And according to that, let me tell you, these all cell, this ostrich or bush turkey all these eggshells. They contain 96% calcium derivative, and 4% protein. So they targeted in that 4% protein, because this protein will not be damaged. Secondly, it is more dense as compared to DNA molecule, and it has lot of information, 10 times more information than DNA in general. So once they isolated the protein from all these eggs, and when they subjected to that analysis by AlphaFold software, and immediately in 2-3 minutes time, all were indicated by that software that this particular eggshell is of this ostrich, this one is of bush turkey, this one is of demon duck, which are extincted, no more existing. And that problem of their analysis and accuracy was solved within 3 minutes time. So in future, with this artificial intelligence tool, the research is going to be very fast. It's already fast. That's why I have discussed this research paper. That what we were struggling for 6 months or 1 year to know about the eggshell and fossil protein, their structure and their composition, to know whether such type of protein belongs to which type of extinct substance. And if you remember, I call it nature's language. We had the language, Hausa language, English language, and French language, Indian language, but some millions of years ago, there was nothing like language. Nature was itself language. So the language was that after seeing the stone size, stone cutting, we were able to understand that yeah, there was river, there was stream, there was ocean, there was mountain, there was forest. That was the language of the nature. And then when little bit they were advanced, because some almost 1 million years ago, we all were in the forest. Nothing was known. Every time, 90% time we were using in hunting for our survival, to get some animals. And fire was not known, fire power. Then some 20,000 years ago, they could discover fire by rubbing these stones. And then at that time, they were not able to control the fire. That was the biggest discovery of this planet by human being, was the fire. And the second biggest discovery was to control the fire. Once they started controlling the fire, that they can put off and they can put on, then they will do the hunting once, they will cook it, and after cooking, they will take rest. Because that cooked material, roasted material, they can use for another 2-3 days. So once they started resting, their development of brain started thinking, more intellect started coming. And then the concept of unicellular, multicellular, amoeba, and this ocean, marine animal, vertebrate, invertebrate came. And then the language started on the basis of fossils. But on the basis of fossils, you can only read some species on the basis of its vertebrate. As far as invertebrate, like amoeba, paramecium, some other marine animals which are not vertebrate, they will disappear. So for that one, whatever is deposited on the basis of artificial intelligence tool, AlphaFold software, we can understand on the basis of millions and millions of structure indication. What type of invertebrate was there. So now in future, the chemistry and biology is drastically going to change, and it is the era, is time of lot of research of combined chemistry and biology, genetic material, DNA, and more especially protein. Protein is structure, protein is biological material, life material, enzyme material, carbohydrate material. Protein is everywhere. Only difference is that, for example, if you are taking carbohydrate, only nitrogen is not there. Otherwise, carbon, hydrogen, oxygen is there. So in our body, all the activities, enzyme, your hormone, biological process, respiration, blood, heart, muscles, we cannot count. It's all protein. And their chemistry and then biology is combined. Artificial intelligence is taking care. So, and some in 20th century, we are in 21st century. It was the era of chemistry combined with physics. When Rutherford was there, a Bohr model was there of atom, then Einstein came, concept of quantum came, photon came, that electron is dual in nature, it can be a particle as well as wave. It is in the form of photon, and that photon is the smallest unit of quanta. Then the quantum technology came. So that was the era of chemistry and physics combined, some 50, 60 or 100 years ago. But today, lot of research is going on with the combination of chemistry and biology. And of course, only by using the different tools of artificial intelligence, what they did, the research in Australia in recent research publication, that rather than going and doing the analysis on the basis of DNA, that is, to study the structure of DNA, but DNA to understand only when it is very fresh. Like if somebody wants to study my DNA, is okay within 50 years, 100 years, no problem. Once it is 10,000, 20,000, 50,000 million year old, then DNA is damaged. And only protein is the main molecule which has lot of information. And that's why now with this AI tool and other new door of research is open, which doesn't require DNA, rather than it requires protein, and it is going to be more in precision and in accuracy rather than DNA test. So this Australian scientists' research of egg shells which were found near river soil or some ocean soils, and that opened really the new age of chemistry, biology combined research on the basis of protein structure by the help of AlphaFold software of Google. So here I have mentioned those which are extinct, the birds. First is, that is called thunderbird. Actually thunderbird was just in between. We can say the size was like, it was blackish color, and it was flightless. But they were all mostly flightless birds, and the size was between ostrich and turkey. It is its extension has taken place. Bush turkey and demon duck also flightless. So they are all are extinct, they are no more existing, only ostrich is there. So there they were found, their eggs were found near the soil of some rivers and stream, and that they did the study of their protein. On the basis of protein study by using artificial intelligence, they could conclude. And now there is a new branch of protein research that is called proteomics. Proteomics means here the scientists are involved in doing lot of large scale, mega research projects on protein, different type of proteins in organ, in lung, in heart, hair, everywhere. So that is mega project, mega research of only protein is going on, and that branch is called proteomics. So lot of scientists with the help of artificial intelligence, deep learning machine, they are involved to understand the protein structure. And I have already told about, I have delivered so many lectures on protein amino acid. And every time I mention that till today, still only 25% of protein structure is known. 75% of protein structure are not yet known. This is the very big challenge to all organic chemists, biologists, biochemists to know the structure of protein. And that's why the biology, biochemistry and organic chemistry, those who are dealing with protein, they are at stand still, they are not moving, because there are so many places where they cannot understand after some step that what is the structure of that particular single cell or particular genetic material, because it is not known. Only with the help of latest that AlphaFold 3D structure, and they are predicting, that software is predicting 200 million structures. On that basis, lot of activities are going on. So that is proteomics. How AI is going to change the application of chemistry and biology, in future. In future, the chemistry and biology, especially the organic chemistry, protein chemistry, amino acid protein chemistry, genetic material, even to study mitochondria today is a big issue. Mitochondria is also protein molecule, which is the powerhouse of your cell. Mitochondrial disorder is having lot of disease of abnormalities of children. That is called mitochondrial disorder. So lot of scientists with the help of artificial intelligence, now they are busy to study the function of mitochondria, how it is changing adenosine diphosphate into adenosine triphosphate energy. So lot of things are there in biology in future. Today it is very important to understand the protein structure, that is AlphaFold software of Google with the help of that. And number 3, Australia is having lot of eggshells in the form of fossils near river soils or lake soils. To study the eggshells of extinct birds was very difficult because of DNA was damaged. DNA was damaged. So with the help of artificial intelligence, AlphaFold software, the proteins of these eggshells were done in few minutes time, and the result was 100% correct and accurate. So with this I will stop, and again in the next lecture I will be continuing lot of what new developments are coming to understand the structure of protein, life, fossils with the help of different artificial tools. Once again, thank you very much.